Hey everyone, it's Crystal with Wreaths or Circle Creek, and today I wanted just to do a short little video on reef frames or work reef frames, work forms. There's a few names for them. I'm going to do a video on a patriotic reef where I'm just doing ribbons and mesh and no sign. And I decided that when I do that video, I was going to do it with just an elevated reef form that I put on my own ties on. And I thought it might be a good idea to show a video of how I place my ties when I'm not using a work reef form that's already done for me. But before we get to that, I just want to talk a minute. This is a 16-inch elevated reef form. You can find these pretty much anywhere. Dollar Tree has them too. I think they're a little flatter, but they're great. I prefer the 14-inch, but I don't have the 14-inch. I'm out, and I'm probably going to be ordering more here in the next couple of weeks of these reef frames, these elevated ones, because these are great. But I did want to talk to you a little bit. You see me in my videos. I use this one a lot. This is a work reef frame. It's a little bit smaller. It's a 13-inch. This one only has 9 ties at the bottom, and then it has 7 ties on top, which I love this form. This is my go-to form. It has the tinsel. I mean, I like them because these ties are on here good. The only downfall on this one is that they're not even numbers on the bottom or the top. Yes, you can cut them, put them on, but I think it's not my preference. But I love these, and these are great if you have a 2.5-inch ribbon and a 1.5-inch ribbon, just 2 ribbons that you're using, same color, but you can use more than that. Just know that it's not going to be even all the way around. But this is definitely, and this makes it says on the tag it makes up to a 20-inch reef. My reefs always come out 22 inches on these. And I like this one. It seems like, you know, that's the size it makes on that door. That's a 36-inch wide door. It seems like if I'm making a reef to sell, those seem to go first. I guess because they're not so big all the time, or maybe the price point's a little bit better. But then I also like these work reef forms. These are the ones that are already done for you too. It's a Craig Bachman work reef form. And this one I believe is 15. And these can make some pretty good big reefs, like at least 24 inches, if not on up, depending on what method. And I love these. You got 10 tinsel ties at the bottom, and you have 8 ties at the top. I love these. The only downfall on these, sometimes I feel like these get loose, and so you would need to put like a zip tie on them to keep them a little tighter. But also once you get mesh in there, that holds it in place. It's, like this one's really good, but sometimes, I don't know, I'm sure you know what I mean, sometimes these get loose if you've been making reefs with these. But these always make a really pretty shape of a reef, so that's a good one. And then here's another reef form. It's similar, same size as this one. I think this one's a 16-inch. And again, I really love these from this wholesaler because they're like the tinsel ties, but they're on there so good. I mean, you could pull that and that's just on there really good. But the same thing, you got 10 at the bottom and 8 on top. And these are just thicker pencil ties. So it's a preference. And if you're watching this and you make reefs, please tell me, what reef forms do you like? Do you like to make your own, or do you like the ones that are already done for you? And I will say it's really convenient to have one of these, but you don't need these to make really pretty reefs too. You can always start off with a wire form. This is an elevated one, 16-inch. I do like them a little smaller, but like I said, I'm out of them. So I'm going to try to order the 14 inches and get those in. But you hit yourself in the face with it. Just kidding, you don't do that. But this is a good one, and I wanted to show you how I put on my pipe cleaners or Chanel stems. You can always get these Chanel stems anywhere too. Hobby Lobby, the Dollar Tree, and you can make your own reef form. And this is nice too because it actually, if you have a price point that you want to do on your reefs, you can reduce the price on your reefs and you're not spending. That's the only thing with these two. These are pretty pricey to get, I think, but I mean, it depends. It depends on what your price market is, if you're selling them or if you don't care, if you're just doing it for a hobby. So anyway, so I'm going to come back. I'm going to put the camera down and I'm going to show you how I put on these ties. Now, I'm going to probably put, actually I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 10 at the bottom, and then we're going to do 8 at the top. So it's just like this one. But I put them on a little bit differently. I'm not a very precise measuring it. I kind of just eyeball it, but I'm going to show you how I do it. So I'll be back. Alright, I think we are on video. Okay, so I'm going to start at the top. Now you can start at the bottom, the top, whatever you like. I'm sorry, I'm not really much of a precise person, but I just kind of, you know, it makes it fun for me not to be that way. So what I'm going to do, I fold my pipe cleaner in half like this, and then I'm going to come to this, like find a horizontal bar. I'm going to go to the one that's below it right here. This is a, you know, we have 4 wings here, just so I have a really good tight fit. And then I'm going to do it like that and tighten this, okay? And then that will start my first one. You can see that. So, because you can pull it, it actually holds it on there really good. And then I like it like this too. I usually do the first one at the horizontal bar, but when I start doing it here, I can slide them how I need to and then tighten them. Now if your hands are acting up and they hurt, once you get them set, I usually will go back afterwards and I take these little pliers here, and I will actually pull this, help me pull it where it's on there pretty tight. So, and then you got your first tie. Now I do it this way to have it stay on pretty good. It does shorten your ties a little bit. It works for me. So you might not like that method too much if you need longer ties. And then what I do with my tie is it's probably 3 inches tie here, but you probably need like a 4 or a 5 inch space. And again, I just kind of eyeball it. I will take this tie and I'll go to this ring, and then I'll probably take, you can take, sorry, I'm doing it upside down for me. So let me do it this way. So y'all don't look at my nails either. But if you take 2 widths of your fingers here, that's about 1 inch. For me it is. So it's about 1 inch, or you can do this. But I usually go here and I'm like, okay, this is where my next tie will go. So I'm going to take this again, I'm kind of eyeballing it. And I'm just going to fold this like this. And then where my finger is, I'm going underneath here. And then I'm pulling this like that, and that's putting it in there for me. So here we go. It's about, and you can, what I like about this, before you really tighten it, you can move this around, and usually I get these on first and then I kind of see on the spacing. So, and that's how I put it on. You can kind of see there. And the bottom, let me see if I can get the bottom. That's what the bottom looks like. So you can position these. Okay, so now we're going to do the next one. I'm just going to take my next tie here and kind of space it out here, like 2 finger width. This is where my next tie is going to go. So, and I'm going to show you more in the camera here. So I just take them, I fold it like this, okay, and then I kind of, for me to get a bearing where it should go, and then I just see how that loop, I'm going to put this through this loop and pull it. And again, if you need help pulling, use something like this, will help pull, and not so much on your fingers. Okay, and then you just kind of check it, and I like that you can move this, but these are actually on here pretty good without you trying to add hot glue to it. And if you want to, I mean, you can go back and afterwards add a dab of glue. So then you're just going to go to your next one. Sorry guys, I'm going to turn it this way because it's hard for me to turn it the other way. Let's see. And then my next tie will probably go right there. So take my tie, I'm going to fold it in half, try to make it even, which is hard for me. So here we go. 2 finger placement here. It's about 1 inch, so it's probably about 4 inch in spacing. And then I'm just going to pull this up. And then you have your tie. Okay, so we already got 4 on there, and we're just going to keep going around the form. 2 here. And I'm just going to fold that. And I'll look, let's see if I just, let me show you what I mean. So here, I'm going to put this tie on. Not doing it too tight. I'm going to put this back. Oh, where's my finger? So I want to move it a little more over there. But that's what I mean about, you know, kind of eyeballing it. If it looks like way too much space, then maybe move it over a little bit more. And then, so here's the next thing. So we need to do our next tie. Okay. Go here, about 2 fingers width here, from here to here. Y'all might want to space them out more. Okay. Yep. So we might want to push that a little more. But you're just kind of eyeballing it and spacing it out. You can definitely get a ruler and space them out too, but I mean, I just move them for them to look right. So folding that Chanel stem, just folding it like this. And what I'm doing on these 2 racks, just to make sure, is I'm actually, let me see, fold right there. Just go underneath this form, right here. I'm going to pull this through, it's like making a little loop, like that. Okay, and you got your tie. Okay, so how many ties do we have so far? We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 1 more. So it's going to go right here. All right. Here. There you go. Okay, so ties, to see that I'm going to move this a little bit, try to get it even between these 2 ties. But these are on here really, really good. I like doing that method because it seems you don't have to really use the glue if you don't want to on them, because they're on there pretty good. So you have that. And now we're going to do the bottom. So you want to start at the bottom, you just find a good placement. Let me see. Maybe start in between a 2 tie, just kind of a good placement. I can see this one's a little bent because I used this one before. It's alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the bottom now. So I'm going to go through the bottom. And tie that right there. I'm going to start with kind of getting that in the middle. So those ties are on there good. Same thing. I'm just going to go around. Put your 2 fingers here, and my placement will be, you know, in this area. So I'm just going to take my Chanel stem, put it like that. Oops. And then pull it. Uh-oh. Sorry, I lost my grip there. Hold on. Let me try that again. Fold it. Alright. Just put it here. Grab it. Make sure it's a little too much, so we just want to push that back a little bit. And again, once you get in place, what you want to do is just probably make sure they're on there pretty tight. but once you get mesh in there, they're not going anywhere. So yeah, okay. And we just keep going around the bottom. So here I'm going to do like a 2-finger width there from the end of that pencil tie. Go in there. Here we go. Okay, so now I need to move this over. It's about 2. It's just for spacing, just to help you eyeball it a little bit. At least for me it is. Because I would do this, it makes these ties shorter, so it's not exactly 4 or 5. This is probably like a 3. Let's see. So then you just keep going around. Just put it in here. Hope y'all can see it. I forget to look at the camera. Yeah, just put it right there. And we're just working ourselves around the frame. There we go. Same thing here. Just gonna go kind of eyeball it here where you want it. So y'all have to tell me, do y'all like the work wreath forms already with the ties on it, or do y'all like making your own with your pencil ties? I mean, with your pipe cleaners or Chanel Stone. I guess these aren't called pencil ties, huh? No. Sorry, guys. Y'all know what I mean. There we go. And we're just going to keep placing it about here. I like these. If I, you know, I think these are great too if you just, I don't know, one evening you just make a bunch of them so they're ready to go for you. And then that's pretty nice to have on hand. Without buying the Wreath form. The Wreath form's nice just because it's already pre-done. You don't have to put the ties on. But like, you know, it's probably not a problem if you just have these and then one night or one evening you just put your ties on, different color ties on different frames, and you have it going. And you have it ready to go whenever you're ready to make your wreath. But then I know some experienced wreath makers, man, they can put these on super fast. So, yeah, so let's see. This too. Just going to put this here. Spread this out just a little bit more. Okay. And 2, I'm probably going to put a tie right here, and then after this is done, I'm probably going to come and just spread these out a little bit more, just so it kind of looks, I'm eyeballing it, just making sure. I'm not going to put it right there, I'm going to put it over here. Move this one a little closer. How do y'all put on your ties? If you do ties, do y'all just eyeball it, or do y'all measure it out? Or do you just, you know, take a tie and not do it this way and then use it as your measurements? So yeah, then what I'm going to do, so we have our form. Second. Let me see you guys. Get you up a little more. So we have our form right here. And then what I'm going to do is I would just go around and make sure the spacing looks good for me. You know, if you see something a little off, You know, like this I could probably move a little more over here. This I'd probably move a little bit here. And then you got your form. I think the tops are really good. But this is on a 16-inch work Wreath form, but I would do the same for a 14-inch work Wreath form. This one's just going to be spread out a little bit more. But yeah, so that is how we did it. Let me see if I can, let me turn this off for a minute and then turn it back on. Alright guys, here is our work Wreath form that we did. And so you can see these ties are on there pretty good. You can go back and, you know, hit them with the glue if you want to, but they're on there good. And then once you know, like I said, I do the 2-finger, that's kind of my placement, but I will actually go back and I'll look at it and I'll see if I need to move it around anywhere. And then once I'm pretty happy with the way the spacing, it looks pretty even on the spacing, I'll go and, where is, oh, and these right here, if I feel like these are pretty tight, but if I feel like they're loose, I'll just pull it with this, put my finger here, hold it down, and pull it up, and it'll make it a little tighter. And now you're ready to make your wreath. So, you know, you could get these and have different colors set up, and then you're ready to make your wreath. So, I will, on that note, I'm going to be back, and I'm going to use this form, and I'm going to make a patriotic wreath. So, I will see you soon. Bye.